welcome back to the Room of Requirement. My name is Megan, and I have over 25 years of occult and esoteric study and practice. And today I'm going to be talking about how all of the knowledge you seek is already within you. So I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks, how to access all of these things. There's various different ways that you can access the information that we deem as, quote, hidden within us. The best way to do this is in an out-of-body state. But there are other different methods of doing this. So I think it's really important, and this video ties into all my previous 4 videos that I've been doing. I've created kind of this series. I've been inspired to do all these videos about stepping out of fear and stepping into your authenticity and your sovereignty and all of this. And this video is also part of it, is knowing that everything that you are seeking, all the answers that you are seeking are actually within you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So accessing hidden knowledge. Ancient spiritual traditions suggest that accessing hidden knowledge within requires a shift in awareness and a willingness to move beyond the limitations of the ego and ordinary perception. This involves cultivating stillness, engaging in practices like meditation, and aligning with your higher consciousness or source of wisdom. So remember, we are constantly connected. A lot of people are under the impression on their spiritual path that they have to somehow, we are here and we have to reach it. We have to raise our vibration. We have to reach for something that's out there. You have to realize once you have a certain expanded awareness that you are it. You are constantly connected. You are always tapped in. All you have to do is remember that, and then the information starts flowing in through downloads, profound spiritual experiences, all of these things. You are never disconnected from your divine spark. You are a divine spark in body. You are not separate from source. You are constantly connected to source. You just have to remember this by stepping out of fear and stepping into your sovereignty and stepping into your authentic self. That you're never alone. There is never a disconnect. It's always there. It's not something that you have to attain or do all these things to attain it. It's already there. It's just more like an awakening process. Okay. So ancient spiritual traditions suggest that accessing hidden knowledge within requires a shift in awareness and a willingness to move beyond the limitations of the ego and ordinary perception. This involves cultivating stillness, engaging in practices like meditation, and aligning with the higher consciousness or source of wisdom. So I wanted to repeat that again so that really, really sinks in. Okay, accessing hidden knowledge, a journey beyond ordinary perception. Throughout human history, a recurring theme in spiritual traditions, esoteric teachings, and occult practices has been the pursuit of hidden knowledge, an understanding of the mysteries of existence that lies beyond the surface of ordinary perception. Ancient wisdom suggests that this journey inward requires a profound shift in awareness, a conscious effort to transcend the ego's boundaries, and the openness to engage with realms of higher consciousness. This exploration has been depicted in sacred texts, mythologies, and philosophical discourses as both a personal and a universal quest. The ego and ordinary perception. At the heart of the journey to access hidden knowledge is the recognition that the ego, while a necessary aspect of human identity, often serves as a barrier to deeper understanding. So in my previous video, I talked about how your ego and your higher self are the same thing. Okay, so this ties into that. According to many spiritual traditions, the ego thrives on separation, categorization, and a sense of individuality, which limits the ability to perceive interconnectedness and universal truths. So this also ties into us feeling disconnected from divine, the source of everything. Ordinary perception, shaped by the mind's habitual reactions, filters, and sensory limitations. So we need to move beyond this. Creates a reality that supports the ego's narrative, but obscures the subtler dimensions of existence. The ego's limitations were often symbolized in ancient myths as dragons or labyrinths guarding the treasure of wisdom. One must confront these obstacles, not through brute force, but through surrender, humility, and the willingness to embrace the unknown. This process requires a shift in awareness, moving from self-centered observation to a state of stillness and receptivity. Stillness as the gateway. The cultivation of stillness is paramount in nearly all spiritual practices that aim to uncover hidden knowledge. Stillness does not merely refer to physical quietude, but the silencing of the mental chatter that dominates ordinary consciousness. This inner quiet creates a fertile space where intuition and deeper insights can arise. In the teachings of ancient Hindu philosophy, particularly in the Upanishads, stillness is described as the doorway to the Atman, the inner self that is identical with the Brahman, the universal consciousness. Similarly, Buddhist practices emphasize the importance of mindfulness and meditation to achieve samadhi, which is a state of profound absorption where the mind becomes one-pointed and attuned to higher realities. From an esoteric perspective, stillness is linked to the alchemical solve et coagula, that means dissolve and reform, the process of dissolving the fragmented aspects of the self and coagulating them into a unified whole. By stilling the mind, practitioners dissolve the distractions of the ego, enabling them to tap into their intrinsic connection to the universe's wisdom. Meditation, bridging the seen and the unseen. Meditation is one of the most widely practiced techniques to achieve the prerequisite stillness and the shift in awareness. Across traditions, its forms vary, yet its purpose remains consistent: to direct attention inward and transcend the illusions of the physical world. In Taoist traditions, meditation takes the forms as zhuang, or sitting and forgetting, which involves letting go of attachments and allowing natural harmony to emerge. Similarly, in the Hermetic tradition, meditation is seen as a method to align the practitioner with the nous, the divine intellect, thereby accessing the wisdom of the cosmos. Occult practices often incorporate visualization during meditation, creating symbolic imagery that acts as portals or hidden dimensions. For example, the Tree of Life in Kabbalah serves as both a meditative tool and a map for ascending through layers of consciousness, unlocking wisdom at each station. Practitioners may engage in breathing techniques, mantras, and rituals to deepen their meditative state and expand their awareness. Aligning with higher consciousness. The concept of aligning with higher consciousness is central to the process of accessing hidden knowledge. Higher consciousness is not an external entity, but an expanded state of being that transcends the limitations of individuals' perspective. In ancient spiritual traditions, this alignment is often described as a union with a source of wisdom, a divine spark, a universal energy, or the ultimate truth, which is essentially us. We have this within us. Sufi mysticism speaks of fana, the annihilation of the self, as a way to merge with the beloved, representing divine consciousness. Similarly, Native American spiritualities emphasize connecting with the Great Spirit, seeing life as an interconnected web of relationships where wisdom flows freely to those who listen with their hearts. In occult philosophy, this alignment is described as the great work, the process by which an individual refines and elevates their consciousness to resonate with universal principles. Rituals, symbols, and talismans are often employed to facilitate this alignment, acting as bridges between the mundane and the sublime. Esoteric practices for expanding awareness and consciousness. From an esoteric viewpoint, expanding awareness and consciousness involves intentional practices that allow individuals to connect with their inner divinity and tap into universal wisdom. These practices include active imagination, a technique developed by Carl Jung where individuals engage with symbolic imagery in their minds to explore their subconscious and archetypal dimensions. Breath work. Controlled breathing exercises such as pranayama or holotropic breathwork can alter states of consciousness and facilitate profound awareness. Chanting and sound frequencies. Vibrations created by chanting mantras or using specific frequencies such as solfeggio tones help attune the mind to higher realms of consciousness. Also, binaural beats will do this too, and hemisync music is also really good for that too. During meditations, I use a lot of those other two modalities. Dream work. So lucid dreaming. You can actually enter an out-of-body state through a lucid dream once you become completely conscious, so that can also help. Recording and analyzing dreams can provide insights into hidden aspects of the psyche and connect the dreamer to esoteric truths. Working with the archetypes, delving into archetypes through tools like the tarot or mythological imagery to uncover universal patterns and align consciousness with cosmic laws. Out-of-body experiences, techniques to explore consciousness beyond the physical body, accessing wisdom from other dimensions or realms, or the construct itself or outside of the construct. Techniques for surrender and acceptance of your authentic self. So this is really big. So one of the biggest things that we need to do is surrender and stop grasping or fighting or forcing, and accepting certain things on our spiritual path, certain belief systems, as well as certain your own dogmas and paradigms and things that are within you, and coming to a level of acceptance of who you are authentically and who other people are authentically, and not fight against this. So surrender and acceptance are huge themes that I suggest working with regularly. Stepping into your authentic self as a divine spark requires a balance between surrender and acceptance, a delicate interplay of letting go and embracing your true essence. Spiritual and esoteric practices offer transformative techniques to guide this process. Shadow work. So all these things I'm talking about, I have videos on this stuff, you guys. So if you're interested in all of these things that I'm talking about, I have videos that talk, about these subjects in depth and how to work with them and how to do them. Shadow work embraces the aspects of yourself that you may have repressed or denied. By acknowledging and integrating your shadow self, you move closer to wholeness and authenticity. So when you're doing shadow work, this is part of clearing your dimensional space or your energetic field. Okay, so the clearer your field, the less toxicity, energy vampires, people that are draining your energy, on an etheric level and a physical level. This is also part of clearing your space. That's very important, so that you can get clear, concise energy coming through, which leads to bigger downloads and expanded awareness. Heart-centered meditation, this is really big, focuses on the heart chakra as a source of divine connection. Visualize the heart as a luminous gateway to your higher self, allowing acceptance to flow naturally. Affirmations for authenticity. Use affirmations like, I am a vessel of divine light, and I embrace my true essence, to reprogram limiting beliefs and align with your inner truth. Now, as far as affirmations go, you can say them till you're blue in the face, but if you do not believe them through your heart space, they're kind of pointless. You really have to believe and feel these things as you are stating your affirmations. It has to come from a place of emotion, because emotion creates a higher electromagnetic field from the heart. And so affirmations are great, but you need to actually feel them and be in tune with them and in the present moment with them when you're using these. Rituals for surrender. Create simple rituals where you symbolically release attachment or fears, such as writing them down or burning the paper, or allowing space for divine insight to enter. Guided visualization. Imagine stepping into a radiant light that represents your pure, authentic self. Feel the warmth and the acceptance enveloped you as you merge with the divine spark. Sacred movement. Engage in practices like energy manipulation, qigong, or ecstatic dance to connect with your body and spirit, facilitating the release of egoic tension and welcoming your authentic self. So this is any kind of body movement, especially energy work and qigong. This really gets your energy flowing, and you need to balance both your lunar and solar, your masculine and feminine energies, and qigong is really good at doing this, and it helps to also clear your personal energetic field as well as your dimensional space and your energetic field and template as well. So keeping all these things clear. It's not so much as protecting everything. There's a lot of emphasis in the New Age community about like protecting your field. So protection is fine, but when you feel like you need protection, you're already putting yourself in a state of fear when you're doing that, because you're afraid that something's going to get you, so you need to protect yourself. So meditate on that a little bit. Okay, so that's something recently that I've kind of been meditating on, that I've learned about. And just kind of think about that. Anything that you do, perform, ritual wise, act, routine, whatever, that is based in fear, you're doing yourself a disservice to that. Step into your power and your authenticity. Those types of things, it's kind of a touchy subject, and it's really hard to explain unless you kind of can wrap your mind around what I'm saying, because this is part of the conditioning that I was talking about in the other video, that you have to constantly protect your energy field from other people and all those things. If you are vibrating with love, there is no need to protect your own energetic field if you are not living in a state of fear, or if you're not embodying fear. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there, just something for you guys to think about. That may seem a little controversial and maybe misunderstood and misconstrued, but I just wanted to say that. So these techniques emphasize that surrender is not about losing control, but about aligning with the flow of the universe. Acceptance, meanwhile, is the act of reclaiming your divine right as a spark of eternal wisdom. The role of willingness and surrender. Perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of accessing hidden knowledge is the requirement for both willingness and surrender. Willingness involves an active engagement with practices that elevate consciousness, a commitment to discipline and exploration. Surrender, on the other hand, requires letting go of preconceived notions, egotistical desires, and the illusion of control. The duality is reflected in the teachings of the ancient mystery schools, where initiates were instructed to know thyself and simultaneously yield to divine flow. It is echoed in the works of modern esoteric thinkers like Carl Jung, who emphasized the importance of integrating the shadow self while remaining open to the wisdom of the collective unconscious. In conclusion, accessing hidden knowledge within accessing hidden knowledge within is a timeless pursuit that invites individuals to journey beyond the confines of ordinary perception. Through the cultivation of stillness, the practice of meditation, and the alignment with the higher consciousness, seekers can transcend the ego's limitations and uncover profound truths about themselves and the universe. Ancient spiritual traditions, esoteric teachings, and occult practices offer a rich tapestry of wisdom, guiding practitioners through transformative processes that reveal the mysteries of existence. Ultimately, this quest is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about fostering a deeper connection to the divine, a greater sense of unity, and the enduring appreciation for the interconnectedness of all life. In this way, the search for hidden knowledge becomes a path of enlightenment, a journey inward that illuminates the world around us. Okay, you guys, so that's all I got for you on that. I hope you really enjoyed this one. Please drop some comments below, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to keep doing videos like this with different perspectives. I feel really inspired to kind of start touching on things that are more advanced, things that aren't really the norm in the spiritual or New Age community. As I've kind of, I kind of went MIA for a while, and I was like, for a month, and I was like figuring all these things out and learning new things and seeing things from a different perspective. And so this is the headspace I'm working through right now, and I'm feeling called to share all of these new insights with you guys, just so you can start to see things from a different perspective, because everything is changing. Okay guys, so I will see you on the next video. See ya.